Hi, everybody. My name is Jeff Mendoza. I'm here to talk about Sandstorm.io. I'm not affiliated with Sandstorm.io. I'm a huge fan, and that's why I wanted to share it with you in case you don't know what it is, and then talk to you about building Go on top of it. So first, what is Sandstorm.io? It's a platform for your personal cloud server. You can have, if you have your own personal cloud server, if you put Sandstorm on it, you can then deploy personal cloud apps to your server with the click of a button. And all the apps are separated from each other and easily shareable, and it handles things like logging, authentication. So like I said, it's easy to use, no config files, no command lines. You click a button, you say, I want a blog, I want a notes, I want a spreadsheet, and it puts it onto your server. It uses Linux containers on the server side so that any app does not bug any other app. In multiple instances of the same app are actually all sandboxed from each other. When you share it with somebody else, if they somehow hijack it, there's some sandboxing there. It takes care of logging in and that kind of stuff. Oops. Where do you run it? The Sandstorm people are going to be running a shared hosting environment, or you can run your own server. I wrote a blog post for running it on GCE, and I'll tweet a link to that later. It's really small. I want to show you my server now. So this is my server. I'm running this myself. I have like some to-dos. I was like looking at some chicken coops, so I took some notes. So I have like some notes here. Oh, I have my magic card spreadsheet, and anything else I want to make, like my blog, or if I had like my music library, I could put it on here and start it up. So interesting thing to use, how do I run Go apps on Sandstorm? So what I did to test it out is I wrote a quick to-dos Go app, and it uses SQLite, and it has just some really basic templating. It's not super fancy. I'm not a JavaScript expert. So I built this, and then I wanted to deploy it to Sandstorm, so I set up a Sandstorm server, and I copied my code up there. This is a dev server, so it's different than my server that I use. And here's my Go code. I ran one command. This, oops. Sorry, this Wi-Fi is slow. Yeah, I ran this spk init command, which is for generating the Sandstorm package, and you tell it what the command is to run your app, and the arguments, and what port your app listens on. And what that does is it creates a file for you. Let's look at that file. And the file that it created, I didn't really have to edit too much. You can customize the file for your app, but I did things like I set the name, to-dos and Go, and set what the action is, new to-dos list. So then once you think you have your app ready to go, you go ahead and run it. SPK dev, and that runs it on my Sandstorm server. So not my personal Sandstorm server, but I have my dev server on local Sandstorm.io. Since this is a dev server, it has dummy logins. So I'm going to log in as Alice, and my to-dos list is here because I just ran it. Actually, let me just show you that it wasn't there before. Not there. And then run it here. And I can go and test out my to-dos app and say new to-do. Make sure it's all working. If it's not working, I can check the log here. I think it's all good. So I'm going to go ahead and run spk pack, which creates the package. I won't run it here. Package is go to do SPK. That's what you would upload to the App Store, or you can just upload it to your personal server. I uploaded it to my personal server here. To-dos and Go. I have some GopherCon to-dos. And I don't see the time. I want to share this. Where's my share button? Oh, right there. So again, I didn't log in. I didn't have to write login for my to-dos app. It's all taken care of by Sandstorm. Create a link. I'm going to copy it. And I can share that with all of you all here on Twitter. Please crash it. And what else? let me go back to my slides. Yeah, so they're built-in sharing. They're working on sharing. There's a dynamic DNS, so if you deploy your own server, you don't even need to have a DNS name. And they're working on the communication between the different grains, which are the apps. And some ideas on like why we need this. If I make an open source app and I want people to use it, but it's not really something monetizable for me to run it as a service, I can share it as a Sandstorm app. Oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to do is show you how to install an app, or the App Store. So right now the App Store is kind of a placeholder. They're going to have something fancier. But here are all the apps I can install on my server and create instances. I think that's about it. Any questions? Nope. Thanks.